Hey y'all, it's your buddy Smokey back again in the lab. Welcome to it. Continuing on, as I have been now for quite a bit, about talking about pentatonic users and exclusively pentatonic users. We've got a lot of people that don't deal with diatonic stuff. They just don't. It's not part of their bag. It's not part of the sound they hear in their head. And here's ways to, if you are this kind of player, here's ways to expand that without necessarily taking on the weight that you may not have time for, no inclination for, whatever, with theory and then adapting diatonic scales into what you hear. Let's take the idea of D minor 7 to G7. It's a 2-5 in the key of C. The second chord build off the second note, and the fifth chord build off the fifth note of the scale. That's why we say 2-5. Built on a D, built on a G, that's 2 and 5 in C major. What you can do, let's take this diatonic shape, 3-note per string scale shape, starting on C, which is going to be the 8th fret here on the low E. It's going to be 8, 10, 12, 8, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 10, 12, 13, 10, 12, 13. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C octave. What you can do as a pentatonic player is look at that shape. You've got 3 notes per string. Well, when you're dealing with pentatonics, it's 2 notes per string. Sometimes 3 if you're dealing with the blue note. But you can take this diatonic shape and apply a pentatonic quality to the finger. You can make it C, E, F, A. Just skip the middle note of the pen, and it will begin to feel more like a regular pentatonic quality in terms of the fingerboard geometry. And especially when you get up here to 10, 12, 13 in the scale, and you're just going 10, 13, well, that's the top of the D minor pentatonic. All I'm doing is going C, E, skipping the middle note of the pattern along the string. Now, let's take a D minor 7. Let's take a G7, which would resolve to C major 7 or C. Makes no difference. Let's take these chords and change the quality of them. Let's take other notes from the key of C and apply them over top of those root notes. So instead of the D minor 7, what I'm going to do is play straight fourths across the first 2 strings. We're going to get to the B string, I'm going to play another G note, and then on the B high E string, I'm going to play a B right here. So it's more or less like a D minor 13, but the F never shows up, so it's not minor, it's suspended fourth. It's an 11, it's an 11, 13, it's whatever. But each of these notes that I'm stacking on top of it are part of C major. And then we're going to take that G7. We're going to play the upper part of that from the F, B, D, G on top. And I'm going to put the D on the 5th string underneath it. So these 2 chords are going to pedal with a D on the bottom in terms of and so now you have this kind of floaty quality. D is sort of the center, and you can apply then that diatonic that we've now removed notes from on top of it and add it to your minor pentatonic thing. So let's check it out in terms of, there's the chord. There's the G7, here's the D. There's the G7. We'll play D minor pentatonic. a diatonic major scale with 3 notes per string, eliminated one of the notes from the string pattern to create a more pentatonic feel, geometry-wise to it. So here you get to start using some of those shapes, not necessarily having to use it all at once. The one danger in that guitar players have is we get hung up on scales, and we're taught all these scales and that they're important, but what's not being talked about is how to make music out of that. A lot of it's got to do with phrasing. A lot of it's got to do with, do you hear it in your head first? Play what you hear in your head. If you don't hear it, don't play it. In the middle of that whole thing, I picked this up. I remember what I did there. Is I'm using the partial diatonic, and I was here on the B, on the 9th fret, on the D string, and I went to the G octave here on the G string on the 12th fret, and then I slipped down to the D on the D string on the 12th fret, and then went up to the E on the G string. So I'm getting this distance, and then a little more distance, and closeness. And that was nice. So I took that little seed of an idea and moved it until it became part of the next thing. I heard it and went, ooh, hey, follow that. And that's a lot of what you can do with these ideas is, I'm not showing you licks per se, I'm showing you the ideas and you get to find your licks. Let's try another idea with the same shape, the C diatonic major scale. And we gotta clean that pot. I got a dirty pot, people. So you've got this shape. Sorry for blowing through it like that. Instead of, say, the outer notes, I'm gonna play the first 2. And that's going to yield some different colors because you're choosing different notes. Whole thing. Partial, pentatonic. Partial. Whole thing. Pentatonic. Blues. Partial. Outside partial. Pentatonic. So there, that's the idea. You're taking these diatonic scales, which seem so foreign to pentatonic ideas, and applying a more pentatonic value in terms of the geometry to it, and getting other colors, which really, at the end of the day, you're gonna start hearing anyways. You're gonna want to find those notes. Here's a way to get into that without necessarily having to worry about theory. Now, the theory behind it is really simple. If when I'm dealing with a 2-5, the 2 is the second note of the scale. So if my 2 is a D, then a whole step down in C, there's your major scale. There's your parent scale. There's your resource for that. So take those notes and hack them up a bit and find those colors. Have fun with it. It doesn't have to be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It can be that. It can be so much more. Just hunt and peck and look for those things and take your time. Set up a little loop for yourself or set up a drone. Just play the low E string and say now E is our 2. So it's going to be E minor 7 to A7. There's the 5. So now we're in D major. So over that E minor pentatonic, major outside partial. And then the whole D major, or E Dorian. So now you've got three things that you can play that are all related to each other, very close to each other in terms of the geometry on the fretboard. You're not having to go somewhere else. You're just having to open up that box just by one note. Maybe not by one fret, but by one note. You've opened that box up just a little bit more, and you've applied that pentatonic geometry to it in terms of 2 notes per string. And then you've got more color. So you can still be kind of a pentatonic player, but not necessarily have to be playing something pentatonic. It's just an idea. Just an idea. It's your buddy Smokey. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming to the lab. And we will talk to you later. Get a hold of me here on YouTube. Get a hold of me at my Facebook, or get a hold of me at my Gmail. If you have any questions, you have any ideas for things for Smokey to explore, hey man, I'm up for the adventure. It's your buddy Smokey. We'll see you later.